Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this man, you need to follow him. What's your social media, Shane?
Shane Jamali, a.k.a. the Mortgage Man.
Guys, he has some of the funniest bits that you may see on all things mortgage. And before we get started, I just want to bring you guys back into the show. We are right here on 105.5 listening to episode number 2, Real Sense Now, with me, Dawood Bedrosian. Today, my special guest is Shane Jamali from Spectrum Global Financial. Welcome to the show, Shane.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me today. I'm looking forward to it all week.
So, Shane, we're probably in the hottest real estate market ever, probably even hotter than everything that happened in 2006. And, you know, here's a couple of stats for you listeners out there. Definitely a seller's market. Homes are staying on the market for about 44, 45 days. We have less than 49 homes on the market. That's about 1.5 months of inventory. We have a ton of buyers coming in with multiple offers, and the average mortgage rate is?
Right now, you're looking on a 30-year at about 2.8% fixed.
That's almost free money, man.
Well, the one difference in 2006 when it was booming as well as it was, the rates were not that low. And that's why a lot of people are still qualifying for it. A lot of people are jumping on it while they can. And it hasn't stopped at all, even during COVID. That's the shocking aspect of the pandemic, not slowing a single thing down.
And guys, just to put things in perspective, I mean, if we go all the way back to the 70s, the rates were hovering in the mid 7s, went up all the way to about 11.2% in 1979, hit a record high in the 80s at 16.6%.
Yeah, Reagan times, they hit an all-time high.
So guys, inventory is tight, market's hot, rates are low. If you're considering buying or refinancing, now is the time. Remember, Wayne Gretzky said it best. I always skate to where the puck's going to be, not where it has been. Guys, follow a trend. There's a little bit of information that I can share with you here. Prices of homes have appreciated 59% in the last 5 years and over 131% in the last 20 years. So Shane, for the listener out there that's a first-time home buyer, what advice can you give them from a financing side to get them set up for success to get their first home?
Here's one thing I can tell you. Obviously, everybody wants to get pre-qualified and pre-approved before you start looking for a home. You find out what your budget is. You'll find out what you're comfortable with for a monthly mortgage. You'll find out what programs are available. The key is to have decent credit. And
what is decent credit?
Well, anything over a 620 credit score or better, you have access to most of the programs available on the market. That being said, you all should know what your credit score is doing. You can get any kind of monitoring site, creditkarma.com, for example. I don't know. Am I allowed to promote somebody else's stuff?
Go ahead.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
you can get on creditkarma.com. It's free. It'll let you know at least 2 of your 3 scores. It'll let you know what's bad. If there's a collection that you need to pay off to improve your score, it will suggest to you if your limits are high, close to your balance of a credit card or whatever the case may be, you need to lower that under 50% of what is available to you. That way your score will boom. The first week of each month, all 3 credit bureaus report a new score for you. When your score improves, it's because you've done better on what you have as far as liabilities are concerned. So you get your credit set up, and from there, we qualify you based on your income. Income's the most important thing after your credit. Even over the last 10 months of this pandemic, a lot of people were furloughed. A lot of people were laid off. Those were the people that unfortunately no longer qualified. But everybody else that was still making money, they were buying. That's why when Dawood says it never slowed down, it's so true. It never stopped once.
You know, it's funny. I was actually reading this article, and they did a survey in 2021 by Harris X on behalf of Realtor.com. And surprising statistic, more than 2 out of 3 people, that's over 68%, first-time home buyers who checked their finances were surprised at how much more house that they could actually buy because the rates are so low.
Just in the grand scheme of things, people don't understand that when you're spreading a term of a loan over 30 years, it allows you a much larger pricier home for a much smaller monthly payment that you're probably paying for rent anyway. That's money you'll never see again if you're renting, and that's money you can put towards a principal of maybe the largest investment of your life at the time, buying your new home.
Okay, well, listen, if you want to get a hold of Shane, once again, what's your number, Shane?
407-808-2464. I look forward to hearing from any of you. Email is Shane at S as in Spectrum, G as in Global, F as in Financial, Loans.com. Shane at sgfloans.com.
Okay, Shane, here's a good question.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of buyers. Oh, we got him started already. So I work with a lot of buyers that are looking at new construction because for where the prices are going, it's favorable in many cases to actually go get a new home, get a lot of the upgrades. There's some really great incentives that the lenders are giving out. But then they always tell you that, hey, we have some preferred lenders that we can work with. And if you end up working with our lenders, then we'll give you whatever it is, $5, $6, $7, $10,000 off the price, or, the lender will contribute. Can someone still work with you if they're buying a new build from a builder?
Absolutely. And let me crush that myth of the preferred lender is on site. So the builder who's already worked out that price of whatever discount you're getting of $5,000, $7,000 from your closing costs, they've worked that out into the price. They want you to use their preferred lender so they can monitor to see if you're actually getting to the finish line of qualifying for this loan.
Correct.
Doesn't change the fact that their closing costs are higher, which eliminates a little bit of that situation. The rates are probably going to be higher, but you as the buyer, before you sign any contract, can say, I'm working with somebody that has closed my last 2 homes. I trust them. I want to use them. I'd like to sign this contract, but I'd like to use my lender. Here is a loan commitment showing that they've reviewed my credit, my bank statements, my pay stubs, my W-2s and tax returns. I am 90% qualified. All you got to do is finish building this home, get your certificate of occupancy, and my guy will come in and give you guys money for the home. That's it. It's that simple. You have all the leverage as the buyer before you sign a contract to put out your demands of who you want to use and who you trust.
And Shane, the one thing that I like about using you and your company is the simple fact that you guys don't really have a lot of those extra junk fees that a lot of other lenders pack in there as well too.
Correct. We have 0 lender fees of any kind. When all is said and done, our job, there's third-party costs to every single loan. Nobody's giving out free loans. I don't care what, well, I'm not going to call out names or anything.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody out there is advertising. There's no such thing as a free loan. So that being said, there are third-party costs to your closing. Having the right realtor like Dawood, having the right mortgage loan officer like myself, we will make sure we're treating it like our own loan or our own house we're buying. So you're not getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, and we always like to kind of keep it as part of the family here. So, ladies and gentlemen, what did we learn today? Before you go out and see a home, and I know some of you guys are preparing brunch, getting things ready, getting the kids going, you may be wanting to go out and look at some homes. Do not go out and look at any homes if you don't get pre-qualified. And Shane Jamali is the guy to go see if you're looking to get pre-qualified. If you're looking for help buying or selling your house, I'm your guy. You can always catch me at realsensenow.com, or you can call me on my phone, 321-229-1217. One more thing, Mr. Shane. People fail to realize that with the wealth of knowledge that you have, we have actually saved a lot of loans that have gone sideways one too many times, right? What are some of the other costs that people don't factor in when they're buying a house? Because everybody's just kind of focusing on that mortgage and they forget about all these other costs that they need to save for.
I can only speak from the financing side. When all is said and done, a lot of people, especially first-time home buyers, just see the fact of, hey, I've got to come up with 5% down. I've got that. They fail to consider the fact that anywhere from 2 to 3% of that purchase price is going to be your closing costs. And sometimes they are cash light in that aspect. Plenty of lenders out there give you lender credit for that side of it. Nobody can help you as far as a lender is concerned with your down payment, but you can always get it gifted from other people as well. So there are options of what you need and what you're going to have to bring to the table. But when all of a sudden, Dawood said the best thing, get pre-approved before you do anything else. You might have this great budget of, look, I'm a pet psychiatrist. I sell couch insurance. I want a $600,000 home. Well, you're not making enough money to do that.
But
So when all is said and done, let's find out what your debt to income ratio is. Let's let you know exactly what you qualify for, and we can reverse engineer backwards from there.
Remember that client that we had last week, and when you told me what they can qualify for, I was blown away because they were under the impression that they could only buy a home within a set budget. And you end up surprising us with about $150,000 more based on the interest rate and the income that they ended up getting. And that was a nice surprise. So definitely get pre-qualified, guys, before you go out and look at any home. I mean, don't waste your time. Don't waste your realtor's time. Be in a place where you are empowered, have the right information so that you can go out and get that dream home that you're looking to get.
Yeah,
leverage is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
A good way to say it, and I think a lot of people make that mistake. I just watched my brother go through that where he didn't get the pre-qualifications done, and him and his wife went to multiple different houses, and they were like, okay, this is the house we want. And by the time they could get through all the paperwork and stuff like that, it was already somebody already put an offer in it. So they moved on to the next one. It was that same issue over and over again, where I think they wouldn't have been crushed, and you get a lot of defeat after like the fourth or fifth house. You're like, oh, I love this house, and then you get beaten out for it because you're not ready to go in there and
Correct.
get that.
Absolutely.
And having that prepared, ready to go, game plan all set, then you find that house that, okay, this is the house I want, and you're gonna crush everyone else before you get there.
I'm working with somebody right now with Shane that has a strong offer. They're putting down a fair down payment. They have a strong pre-approval letter that shows that they're the buyer the seller wants to go with. And when you set yourself up for that kind of success, I mean, it's a tough market that we're in. So I would definitely say, if you're looking to make a purchase and you're looking to make a strong offer, definitely do one thing. Go full price, get pre-approved, and get your realtor to help you negotiate a lot of the seller credits that they can give you on closing. Because all the time, people are always trying to go for the discount. The discount's not going to help you out in the long run. If we can work out the payment and focus on that, and then have you come to the closing with less money because you can get seller to help you with the closing costs, that's always the way to go. And Shane, you've always advised me to do this with all of my buyers that are looking to make purchases here.
I just feel like everybody's good at something, right? For me, I can't put a car seat for a baby in the back of a car. I'm just terrible at it. However, with the mortgage side, having done this 22 years, I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. There was 3 years you had to take a break because the country wasn't giving out mortgages. 30% of the country walked away from their homes in 2009. So everybody had to adapt, evolve, adjust. So this is what we do, and you might as well have experts in your corner to help you get to the finish line of what you're desiring.
Guys, you heard it first. You have the dream team right here. Shane, you going to stick around?
I'll be here for a little bit. I heard there's pizza coming.
Oh, yes, there is. Guys, stay tuned. I have a special guest. I have my friend Akili Shloya from Fresco's Pizza. If you've not been there, you may want to go there tonight. So call in 321-339-1055. This is Florida Man Radio with your host, Dawood Bedrosian with Real Sense Now.